On the outskirts of a small, forgotten town lay an ancient forest known to locals as the Whispering Woods. It was a place shrouded in mystery and superstition, where even the bravest dared not venture after sunset. Stories of strange disappearances and ghostly apparitions were whispered among the townsfolk, but none could say for certain what lay within the forest's depths. One crisp autumn evening, Mark, a young journalist eager for a gripping story, arrived in town. He had heard the legends and was determined to uncover the truth behind the eerie tales. Armed with a flashlight, a voice recorder, and his notepad, he set off into the woods just as the sun dipped below the horizon. As Mark ventured deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to close in around him, their twisted branches casting long skeletal shadows on the ground. The air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped him, broken only by the crunch of leaves underfoot. He switched on his flashlight, the beam cutting through the darkness like a knife. Minutes turned into hours, and Mark's initial excitement began to wane. The deeper he went, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. Every so often, he heard faint whispers, indistinguishable and distant, as if the trees themselves were speaking. He tried to dismiss it as the wind, but the whispers grew louder, more insistent. Suddenly, his flashlight flickered and died, plunging him into darkness. Panic surged through him, but he forced himself to stay calm. Fumbling in his bag, he found a spare set of batteries and quickly replaced them. As the light flickered back to life, he saw them. Eyes. Hundreds of glowing eyes staring at him from the shadows. Mark's heart pounded in his chest as he took a step back, his flashlight trembling in his hand. The whispers grew louder, more coherent. They were calling his name. "Mark, come closer. Join us." Terrified, Mark turned and ran, branches tearing at his clothes and skin. The whispers pursued him, growing louder, more frantic. He stumbled and fell, the flashlight skittering away into the darkness. Desperation clawed at him as he scrambled to his feet, only to come face to face with a figure standing in the shadows. It was a woman, her eyes hollow and her skin as pale as moonlight. She reached out to him, her fingers elongated and skeletal. Her voice was a raspy whisper. "Help us. Set us free." Mark backed away, his mind reeling. The woman was joined by others, all with the same hollow eyes and pale skin. They surrounded him, their whispers deafening. With a final, desperate scream, Mark bolted through the forest, the ghostly figures in pursuit. He could feel their cold breath on his neck, their fingers brushing against his skin. The whispers filled his mind, drowning out all reason. Just as he thought he could run no more, he burst out of the forest and into the town. The whispers ceased abruptly, and he collapsed onto the ground, gasping for breath. The townsfolk rushed to his aid, their faces etched with concern. "They found me," he gasped. "The spirits in the woods. They need help." An old man stepped forward, his face grim. "Those are the souls of the lost," he said, "trapped in the forest for eternity. You were lucky to escape." Mark shuddered. The memory of the hollow eyes and haunting whispers etched into his mind. He knew he had come close to becoming one of them, another lost soul in the Whispering Woods. From that day on, Mark never spoke of his ordeal. But every night, as he lay in bed, he could still hear the whispers calling to him from the shadows. And he knew, deep down, that one day they would come for him again.